By golly, I love me some boomerangs.
Hello everyone and welcome to the recent review. Today we're looking over set number 70785, Pohatu, Master of Stone. The set contains approximately 66 pieces and at time of release was about $15, making him one of 3 smaller $15 Toa Masters. Oh boy, Pohatu, we're just upgrading everyone. Everyone's a lot brighter now with this burnt orange and silver and trans neon lime, green, whatever you want to call it. But before we get into Pohatu and his trinkets, we have to go over my least favorite part of any review, the box. Pohatu's on the box, false advertising with the yellow joints, golden mask, spider. Don't eat the pieces. Don't drop the box when you're trying to spin it. Pohatu, he has a swishing arm, comic, mask, about the same size. That's the box. Let's actually get on to the actual set. So his trinkets are standard. We have the dark blue skull scorpion because it has a tail, and this looks very menacing and can attach onto the heads via the standard clip system, which we will get to in a moment. And he comes with the golden mask of stone. Now this is a pro or con either way you look at it. The mask, because it is an updated Kakama from the old Bionicle series. Same clip-on system, we'll get to that soon. So let's focus on Pohatu. Start off right with the pros. Right off the bat, some people may consider a pro to be the functions, and he contains 2. First of all, his right arm, not his left. When the gear is turned back here, the arm will move and swing his boomerang. So that's pretty cool. Some people may consider that a pro. And the other function, which some may consider a pro as well, would be on the back here. There is the new eye stalk, with which, when you push down, will sometimes launch the mask to where an evil skull spider can grab hold. Now, this looks really menacing, especially with the skull scorpion tail. Some people will like that. It's very, very creepy with the dark blue. And you can, in some instances, push down once again on the eye stalk and the skull scorpion will fly off. However, I advise it's easier just to pick it off yourself. So that's that. So another pro a lot of people are going to consider will be his articulation. Standard 3 in the legs, 3 in the arms, and 1 in the head. Now, Pohatu, like the Protector of Stone and the Protector of Jungle, features what I've heard as bilateral bilateral arms, something. Basically, he doesn't have these types of connection points. They're open ball joints, so he can kind of swivel his arms like that or that. And a lot of people do consider this to be a pro. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does give him an extra range of motion. Same thing on the other arm. So a lot of people consider that to be a pro. Another pro a lot of people will consider will be his color scheme. His color scheme basically is silver, the burnt orange, and the transparent neon green, lime green. A lot of people have a lot of different names, and in some angles on the camera it might look like yellow. As I mentioned earlier, on the box it is yellow. And in pretty much all CG imagery of Pohatu, it's yellow. However, in the set, along with the Protector of Stone, it's this greenish tint color. But when you do hold it up in the light, or against a white, well-lit white background, it will appear to be yellow. So some people consider his color scheme to be a pro, others possibly not. Another pro a lot of people consider will be his height. He is easily the shortest of the Toa, which debatably he should or should not be. Now, because of this, he has a lower piece count, he is short, but that is very reminiscent of his prior forms, which a lot of people are going to enjoy very much. Another pro many would have in mind would be his weapons, which are giant boomerangs. Now, they're in the shape of boomerangs, however, they can articulate. They have a little rotor here, and they're actually two-part. Just snap them together, and they will rotate like that. They will pivot. You can either fold them up like that, or you can have them straight out to be almost like a sword, or just have them at whatever angle you like, and it's very boomerangy. So that's really cool to see. It's a lot of articulation there, and it's a very involved weapon, while being very simple at the same time. Now, the final pro that I can think of right now that some people would have would be his dagger in the back. Now, this doubles as not only an extra third weapon when he's in adrenaline mode, but it serves also as back armor. And a lot of people just like to see the Grok staff back again. So, to wrap up real quick, as far as the pros are concerned, he has a solid color scheme, although controversial. His weapons are very involved. He has some extra additional articulation and a lot of people are probably going to enjoy. He has a secondary weapon, which is very nice. The functions, when they do work, they work well. And if you like the CCBS system, you're going to like this anyway, because you're getting a lot of new recolors and the parts will not break. So add that one to the end. And that pretty much covers all the pros. So let's real quickly jump into the cons. Right off the bat, if you don't like CCBS, you're not going to like this no matter what I tell you. It is CCBS through and through, and with that it has the standard CCBS cons. It's a very smooth build despite the armor add-ons, and it's a clip system, and a lot of people will find that to be very simplistic despite the gearbox. As well, you can also see the backs of the legs because it is a shell system. So if you don't like CCBS, you are not going to like this, plain and simple. So a lot of people will find that to be a con. Another con a lot of people are going to have will be with his bilateral articulation. I forget what people call it, because it's very open-ended and sometimes can lead to very awkward posing situations because it's very persnickety instead of the very straightforward one way up and down. Another con people are going to have is with his color scheme. He is technically a toe of stone, so the fact that he has these lime green components is incredibly confusing and very strange looking to a lot of people. A lot of people do not like it because it is a very unusual color scheme, to say the least. A lot of people aren't going to like that he's very primarily silver instead of the what seems to be more accented burnt orange. A lot of people are also not going to like his asymmetry, considering that one arm features no lime and a ton of silver. The other arm features the lime plus the burnt orange and these spikes, which seem to be very randomly placed. However, I have heard of a lot of explanations as to why they are there. Not a lot of people are going to like how his gearbox is placed as well, considering it is straight on with his actual torso, giving it a look of almost too low or very removed from his original torso, giving it a very strange, almost pushed back look. There are a lot of people that are not going to like that. Also, if you don't like the functions, you will not like this either. Some people are not going to like the gear function, considering it may get in the way for some. And you're not going to like the mask function, as it is very easy to knock these off. The Kakama, especially, I personally have found, is an incredibly loose mask. It wobbles extensively. However, the masks are an extreme case-by-case basis, so this may not be the case for you. Finally, not a lot of people are going to like the fact that he is short. He is the shortest Toa, and he has an even greater height difference compared to the other Toa than his 2001 and 2002 versions, which is incredibly interesting to see, especially considering Anua, if we're following tradition, should be the shortest. But Pohatu is this go-round. Now, final thing to point out in the either pros or cons category is the chest armor, which primarily is entirely the burnt orange, which is nice to see. Some people are not going to like it because the design is actually very weird to some. It's very nonsensical. It's almost random scribbles on his chest. It's also in Metru Red, which he does not feature anywhere else on his color scheme. You can see it's this dark flesh, almost dark tan color as well, with a lot of cracks, which some people will like. So, a lot of people aren't going to like this because it seems very nonsensical. On the flip side, a lot of people will like this because it adds to a kind of tribal feeling. And the dark red does not clash at all with any of his colors. It actually seems to accent it almost. There are also gold patterns right along here that when he has his gold mask, accents the mask very nicely. So it's a hit or miss either way you look at it. If you like it, you're gonna like it. If you don't, you simply won't. But all in all, that's Pohatu. Hopefully I got everything down as far as what people will and will not like. Finally, the last thing just so happens to be the combination model. So let's go ahead and check that out. And here we have Pohatu, Master of Stone, right alongside set number 70779, Protector of Stone. It's a pretty cool image, and I do accent each other very nicely. They even have the asymmetrical arm thing going on. So that's kind of neat. So, here the two of them are. Let's mix them together. Skull Scorpions out of the way. Let's get started. First off, we need to put Pohatu into Adrenaline mode, which I didn't show earlier, but I will now. Take his weapons, basically crisscross them. Make sure that the Borak eyes are on the outside. Then, slam them on the middle opening on his feet. Put the pegs right there. Come on. And give him his dagger in his right hand. However you want. There you have it. That's his adrenaline mode. Oh. There we go. This is Pohatu's adrenaline mode. He basically has Stormerangs. What were they called? Jetarangs. There we go. These are his Jetarangs. Now the pros of this is that it does really look cool and it gives a use for his dagger. Cons are that he really can't stand all that properly, or at least it's kind of awkward, especially if you have him out like that. So sometimes he will fall. Also, con I forgot to mention earlier, these do fall apart very easily, so you got to be careful with them. But yeah, then you can like flip these around, give him his feet, kind of resemble 2001. It's kind of cool. It's a pretty simple adrenaline mode. So let's quickly get into the combination. First, flip them around. I've seen them done like this before for this, so we're going to do that. Take off the dagger and leave the golden mask. Let's begin. Take the Protector Stone, take this armor add-on off, as well as his weapon. And chuck him aside. With the weapon, go ahead and take off the bottom part. Replace that with the Rakshi staff. Like so. Give that to Pohatu. Alright, you're almost done. Take this, put it there, and that's it. This is Pohatu's powered up mode, I should say. Pretty simple. You just give him the Protector of Stone's weapon and throw on a Rakshi staff on the end of it, and, well, yeah. Now the staff is really cool, so it works for Pohatu, and the foot add-ons are actually really nice. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense, though. It's pretty much just armored up just a little bit. So it's kind of just oddly there, almost randomly seemingly. But it does work in the end. So he can fight off the skull spiders and protect the Protector because he took his weapon and didn't give him a dagger or any of his foot weapons. So, time to die. So there you have it. That is Pohatu, the Master of Stone. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of his adrenaline mode, his powered up mode? Let me know either in the comments below or on the TTV message boards. Thank you all very much for watching, and if I've missed anything, well, you know where to let me know, as well as if I've forgotten anything to boot. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed. See you all another time.